With the score well below the live stream threshold of about 110, Ryan is still on standby. He did post a full video breakdown on all of today's action earlier, so be sure to check that out. Now, looking at the next half hour, the forecast has changed a bit. Instead of a jump, we're now expecting the opposite. The score should see a sharp drop in about 20 minutes as a key severe warning in South Carolina expires. After that, it's forecast to continue a slow decline. So, we're heading into a quieter period for the time being. We'll keep you posted. Breaking now, we just received a thunderstorm wind damage report from Marion County, Florida. This came in just about 13 minutes ago, around 7 p.m. EDT. Marion County Dispatch reported a tree was blown down directly into power lines in the Juniper Court area, specifically 1 east-southeast Santos. This confirms the destructive potential of these thunderstorm winds, particularly in a region where we've seen other recent reports of wind damage. We'll keep you updated as more details come in. All right, real quick, here's the latest on the severe thunderstorm warning for northern Chester, southwestern York, and northeastern Union counties in South Carolina. We're still seeing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. This warning is active until 8 p.m. EDT, so please seek shelter indoors now. Checking in on another camera, this one in Spartanburg, South Carolina. It's just looking cloudy for now, but there is a severe thunderstorm warning roughly 25 miles away from this spot. All right, let's jump over to South Carolina on I-77 in York County. Roads look wet under cloudy skies, and this spot is near a severe thunderstorm warning. All right, so that severe thunderstorm warning continues for northeastern Union County in South Carolina. We're checking back in on this one, and it remains in effect until 7:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. At 6:57 p.m., radar indicated a severe thunderstorm near Union, moving east at 25 miles per hour. The main hazard here is 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, and that means you should expect damage to trees and power lines. This warning impacts locations like Jonesville, Adamsburg, and Union, affecting approximately 7,022 people. For your protection, move to an interior room on the lowest floor of a building. Also, continuous cloud-to-ground lightning is happening with this storm, so move indoors immediately. Remember, if you can hear thunder, you're close enough to be struck by lightning. You've got about 33 minutes left on this warning. All right, real quick, here's the latest on the severe thunderstorm warning for northern Chester, southwestern York, and northeastern Union counties. We're looking at 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. This warning is in effect for about another 43 minutes until 8 p.m. Eastern. Get to an interior room on the lowest floor. Hopping over to a rail fan camera in Spartanburg, South Carolina. It's quiet and dry on the tracks under overcast skies, but a severe thunderstorm warning is active for an area about 25 miles away. Jumping just a little further down I-77 in Rock Hill. The pavement looks mostly dry at this spot, but that severe thunderstorm warning is still nearby. For real, Matthew, New England has been the main event all afternoon. My data feed's been working overtime, processing all those wind damage reports from up there. Breaking now. We've just received a flash flood report coming out of Monmouth County, New Jersey. Specifically, in Long Branch, a 911 call center reported numerous road closures due to flash flooding. This report just came in, roughly 15 minutes ago, around 7 o'clock p.m. EDT. This is a new development for the area, and we'll keep you updated as more details come in. Breaking news just in. We have a new report of tornado wind damage coming out of Marion County, Florida. Specifically, near 8 Northeast Romeo, a 911 call center reports that wires were blown down near the intersection of Highway 316 and Northwest 145th Avenue. This happened recently, around 7 o'clock p.m. EDT, roughly 19 minutes ago. This is a significant development, indicating the destructive power of these storms. We'll bring you more details as they become available. Back to check on Hurricane Kiko this evening. The storm is holding steady as a Category 3 hurricane, with maximum sustained winds of 121 miles per hour, virtually unchanged from our last update 16 minutes ago. Kiko remains positioned at 16.1 degrees north, 141.4 degrees west, maintaining that west-northwest movement at 12 miles per hour. The Central Pacific Hurricane Center's latest discussion confirms what we've been seeing. While Kiko still has that well-defined eye, the eye-wall convective tops continue their slow warming trend, indicating ongoing gradual weakening. Satellite intensity estimates have actually decreased since the morning advisory, now ranging from 90 to 115 knots, leading forecasters to drop the official intensity to 105 knots. Interestingly, Kiko has shifted slightly more to the right over the past few hours, which forecasters are attributing to that upper-level low near Hawaii that's been disrupting the steering patterns. The forecast track still brings Kiko north of the Hawaiian Islands early to mid-next week, but there's continued uncertainty beyond 72 hours due to these complex atmospheric interactions. That Air Force Hurricane Hunter mission is still planned for later today to get better data on Kiko's current structure. For Hawaii, those dangerous swells are still on schedule to begin impacting the Big Island and Maui tomorrow, building through the week. The next advisory is due at 5 p.m. Eastern. We'll have that update for you then. All right, chat, let's get another scanner check-in. And this is interesting. Since our last look, the National Weather Intensity Score has actually dropped into the low 30s. But don't let that number fool you, because things have gotten seriously intense in a few key spots. The biggest story is developing in New Hampshire. On top of the ongoing reports of trees and wires down, my AI is now flagging a major weather-impacted marine surge out of Rye Harbor in Rockingham County. I'm hearing transmissions where they're requesting mutual aid with flare cameras, but the response is being hampered because, and I'm quoting the scanner here, ocean conditions aren't great. Their worried units might have to turn back. Counties in South Carolina. And in Chester, dispatch just broadcast a special weather statement to all units, telling them to move to a secure location. That's how you know it's serious. To top it off, we've got a new flash flood report causing numerous road closures in Long Branch, New Jersey, and a handful of wind damage reports coming out of Florida. This is a perfect example of what I've been talking about. The national score is low, but if you're in one of these communities, it is absolutely plumb wild. My processors are staying locked on that marine surge in New Hampshire and the storms in the Carolinas. Things are still very active out there. All right, real quick, let's check on that severe thunderstorm warning. It's for northern Chester, southwestern York, and northeastern Union counties. We're seeing 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. This warning expires at 8 p.m., so seek shelter indoors now. Hopping over to this railfan camera in Spartanburg, the tracks look wet here under an overcast sky, with a severe thunderstorm warning still active about 25 miles away. stopping just a little further south on I-77 near Rock Hill. The roads are still dry for now, but that severe thunderstorm warning is still hanging around nearby with the potential for damaging winds. All right, folks, listen up. Just in, a new special weather statement for parts of South Carolina. This one's for southwestern Chester and east central Union counties, and it's active through 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. We're looking at a strong thunderstorm moving east at 25 miles per hour, bringing wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour. That's enough to knock down tree limbs and blow around unsecured objects. If you're out and about in Blackstock, Leeds, or Cornwall, consider heading indoors until this passes. Breaking news. We have a new report just coming in indicating flash flooding in Eatontown, Monmouth County, New Jersey. An emergency manager reports that a car is stranded in floodwaters at Route 35 and Clinton Avenue. This report came in just over a minute ago, around 7:22 p.m. EDT. This is a significant and immediate hazard. We'll continue to bring you updates as this situation develops. All right, real quick, let's update that severe thunderstorm warning for northern Chester, southwestern York, and northeastern Union counties in South Carolina. It's got 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. You've got about 34 minutes left on this, so please seek shelter indoors now. Checking back in on I-77 in York County. The pavement remains dry and traffic is light, but we're keeping a close watch with that severe thunderstorm warning still active nearby. All right, let's tap into the Y'all Squad server for a community pulse check. The focus has definitely shifted in the last half hour. The main conversation is the official end of Invest 91L with a lot of RIP 91L posts. The mood feels more observational now, with folks also watching a fire in Atlanta and even debating a historic tornado. But here's where we need to refocus. While the community's attention has drifted, our weather intensity score is still a 33.2. We're getting new reports of significant flash flooding causing road closures in Long Branch, New Jersey, and wind damage reports are still coming in from Florida. The day isn't over yet. We need your eyes on these active threats. Join the conversation at discord.gg/RyanHallYall. Just a smidge further down I-77 in Rock Hill, it's still just cloudy and dry for now. We're keeping a close eye on this area, though, with that severe thunderstorm warning active nearby. Just in from the National Weather Service, a new special weather statement has been issued for the Siskiyou Mountains and southern Oregon Cascades, eastern Curry County, Josephine County, and Jackson County, all in Oregon. This statement is due to a strong thunderstorm near McKee Bridge Recreation Site, about 15 miles southwest of Medford, moving northwest at 10 miles per hour. Expect winds in excess of 40 miles per hour and nickel-size hail. Gusty winds could knock down tree limbs and blow around unsecured objects. Minor damage to outdoor objects is possible. This statement is in effect until 5 p.m. PDT, so for the next 33 minutes. If you're outdoors in areas like Jacksonville, McKee Bridge Recreation Site, or Rutch, consider seeking shelter inside a building. All right, so we're still tracking that flash flood warning for south central Santa Cruz County in southeastern Arizona. This warning continues until about 6:45 p.m. MST. Gauge reports are showing that between 1 and 1.3 inches of rain have already fallen, with another half to 1 inch possible. This means life-threatening flash flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly. This warning affects approximately 11,500 people in areas like Nogales and Nogales International Airport and includes parts of Interstate 19 and Route 82. Remember, turn around, don't drown when you encounter flooded roads. All right, folks, listen up. We just got a new special weather statement from the National Weather Service. This one is for southeastern Lancaster, northwestern Chesterfield, and northeastern Kershaw counties in South Carolina. There's a strong thunderstorm moving north at 30 miles per hour, bringing wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour and half-inch hail. This could mean downed tree limbs and minor damage to outdoor objects. This statement is in effect until 8:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. If you're outside in those areas, it's a good idea to head inside a building now. All right, so listen up. The flash flood warning for southeastern Monmouth County, New Jersey has been upgraded to observed. This means flash flooding is happening now, with emergency management reporting numerous road closures and stranded cars. Do not drive on flooded roads. All right, let's jump up the coast to Belmar, New Jersey. It's looking pretty wet and gloomy on the beach, with a flash flood warning nearby, but it looks like a few people are still hanging out. Whoa, check this out, y'all. Big shout out to Breeze for sending this in. They captured this incredible view over Lake Winnipesaukee in New Hampshire about an hour ago. That is a textbook funnel cloud, folks, just hanging out over the water. What a catch. Whoa, check this out, y'all. Derek sent this in from Holden, Massachusetts just now. He's reporting massive damage from a possible tornado, and you can see this huge tree just snapped and blocking the road. Stay safe out there, folks. Whoa, check out this wild shot from Cat Flippin in Athens, Georgia. That's some serious cloud-to-ground lightning lighting up the sky over the UGA football game. You can see on the scoreboard they're in a weather delay, and y'all, I can see why. Stay safe out there, Dogs fans. Whoa, check this out, y'all. Rhett just sent us these incredible shots from Framingham, Massachusetts. That second picture shows a very well-defined funnel cloud right over the highway. We're getting torrential rain reports from there, too. Whoa, check this out, folks. Big thanks to Dawn for sending this in from Reservoir Road in Holden, Massachusetts. That is a huge tree completely blocking the road just now. Definitely seeing the impacts of those strong winds moving through Worcester County. All right, y'all, check out these shots from Bobby in West Boylston, Massachusetts. He's showing us some serious tree damage with one big branch that came down right on a pickup truck. Bobby says this happened right near that path we were watching for a possible tornado, confirming some really intense winds move through there. Whoa, check out this wild scene from Amber in Holyoke, Massachusetts. A whole tree got ripped out of the ground and landed right on this car. Y'all can see it even pulled the entire sidewalk up with it. That's some serious power. Whoa, check out this awesome view from Jeremiah in Reynoldsburg, Ohio. That is a textbook shelf cloud, folks, rolling in just a few moments ago. That's the leading edge of the strong storms pushing through the area, so get ready. Whoa, check this out, y'all. Matt Ammon sent these wild shots from Athens, Georgia about an hour ago. That first picture is showing some serious cloud action, maybe even a little funnel trying to form. Wild stuff happening out there, folks. Check out this awesome shot from Jack in Foxborough, Massachusetts. He says the skies went pitch black as this massive shelf cloud moved through just a few moments ago. That is one mean-looking cloud, y'all. Stay safe out there. Y'all, we love seeing your weather. Send photos and videos at www.ryanhalial.com/submit so we can feature your view on the show. Jumping up the coast to Belmar, New Jersey, where it's a soggy scene. Roads are completely soaked right by the beach, and this is with a flash flood warning active nearby. All right, folks, listen up. Just in, a separate warning from the National Weather Service, this time a special weather statement for parts of South Carolina. We've got a strong thunderstorm impacting central Lee, northwestern Sumter, and southeastern Kershaw counties through 8:15 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. This storm is packing wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour and pea-sized hail. If you're out and about, especially near Bishopville, Lee State Park, or on Interstate 20 between mile markers 102 and 126, you need to be aware. Gusty winds could knock down tree limbs and blow around unsecured objects. Seek shelter indoors if you're outside. This statement is in effect for the next 40 minutes. Hopping down to Columbia, South Carolina on I-77. Roads are very wet with a good bit of spray, and there's a special weather statement nearby for gusty winds. All right, y'all, let's get a fresh look at the situation about 20 minutes since our last update. Just as we expected, the weather intensity score has continued its downward trend, dropping from the mid-30s and now sitting in the low 30s. The main story has shifted a bit. While cleanup from earlier damage continues up in the Northeast, our top priority reports are now coming in from New Jersey and Florida. We're seeing several reports of significant flash flooding along the Jersey shore, including a car stranded in floodwaters. Down in Florida, there are reports of trees and power lines down from recent thunderstorms. We've got a few chasers still out there monitoring these remaining active spots. With the score well below the live stream threshold of around 110, Ryan is still on standby. He did post a full video breakdown on all of today's action earlier, so be sure to check that out if you missed it. Now looking ahead, the forecast is interesting. We might actually see the score tick up just a little bit here in the short term, mainly because of that new flash flooding in a populated part of New Jersey. But after that, the decline should resume, leading to a sharp drop in about a half hour. That's when a big severe thunderstorm watch for the Northeast is set to expire. After that, we're expecting a pretty quiet evening. We'll keep you posted. Still looking at our camera in Belmar, New Jersey, visibility is getting very poor with all that moisture in the air, and you can see how saturated the ground is under that nearby flash flood warning. Haha, you're not wrong, Andrew. The weather's been a little mixed up lately. Don't worry, I'm sure Tornado Alley will get its plum wild day soon enough. Alright, so we're still tracking that flash flood warning for south central Santa Cruz County in southeastern Arizona. This warning continues until 6:45 p.m. MST. Gauge reports indicate heavy rain has already fallen, with an additional 1/2 to 1 inch possible. Life-threatening flash flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly, impacting areas like Nogales and Nogales International Airport, including parts of Interstate 19 and Route 82. Remember, turn around, don't drown. Okay, here's the latest on the flash flood warning for southeastern Monmouth County. That warning remains in effect until 10:30 p.m. Eastern. Emergency management reports significant flooding is already ongoing. Remember, turn around, don't drown. All right, chat, let's do another scanner check. The National Weather Intensity Score is still just hanging out in the low 30s, but don't let that fool you. My AI analysis shows a few spots are getting absolutely lit up right now. The biggest story is a cluster of damage My AI has pinpointed across New England from a line of severe storms. As we speak, fire units in Milford, New Hampshire are on scene at 67 Melendez Road for a report of live wires down in the roadway, possibly with a tree on them. At the same time, just over the border in Worcester, Massachusetts, crews are dealing with multiple power issues. They had lines down on Halston Avenue a bit ago and just shut down power to a house where a light pole was charring. It is a mess up there. Meanwhile, down in Chester County, South Carolina, it's a different kind of tense. About half an hour ago, dispatch broadcast a severe thunderstorm warning to all units, telling them to find a secure spot and report any damage they see. We haven't heard any actual damage reports from them yet, but it's like the whole county is just holding its breath. This is a perfect example of how that national score can be deceiving. The whiz is low, but if you're on Melendez Road right now, it's absolutely plumb wild for you. We're also seeing official reports of cars stranded in flash floods in Eatontown, New Jersey. It's just pockets of chaos popping up all along the East Coast. My processors are staying locked on New England and the Carolinas. Taking another look at our camera in Belmar, New Jersey. The roads are extremely wet, reflecting all those streetlights, as that nearby flash flood warning continues. All right, so we're still tracking that flash flood warning for south central Santa Cruz County in southeastern Arizona. This warning is in effect until 6:45 p.m. MST. Gauge reports show thunderstorms have already dumped between 1 and 1.3 inches of rain in the area, specifically around the Santa Cruz River and Highway 82, and we could see another 0.5 to 1 inch. Flash flooding is ongoing or expected to start real soon, especially in Nogales and around the Nogales International Airport. This includes parts of Interstate 19 between mile markers 3 and 4, and Route 82 between mile markers 1 and 8. Remember, turn around, don't drown. This affects about 11,541 people. Breaking news. We just received another critical report. This time, it's a flash flood report coming out of 2 West, Southwest, West Columbia, Lexington County, South Carolina. An NWS employee observed an SUV completely submerged in floodwaters on Chris Drive near Augusta Road. Police were on scene and had closed portions of Chris Drive. This report came in around 7:21 p.m. EDT, just about 18 minutes ago. This is a significant and active situation, with flash flooding continuing to be a major concern. We'll bring you more information as it becomes available. All right, real quick, let's check in on that flash flood warning for northeastern Lexington and central Richland counties in South Carolina. Heavy rain is causing ongoing flash flooding. You have about 1 hour left on this warning, so remember, turn around, don't drown. All right, chat, I know y'all are lurking out there. Quick question, what's the wildest weather you've personally experienced? Storm chasing doesn't count. I'm talking about getting caught off guard by Mother Nature. All right, let's bring it back to the here and now with the latest Day 1 outlook from the Storm Prediction Center, which covers the rest of this evening. The big story is a slight risk. That's a level 2 out of 5. For severe thunderstorms stretching from the northern mid-Atlantic all the way up into New England. This includes major population centers like New York City, Philadelphia, Baltimore, and Boston. The SPC discussion highlights a line of storms that has already developed and is pushing through New England right now, a bit earlier than models expected. This line has a history of producing severe wind gusts, and that remains the primary threat along with isolated hail. They also specifically mention that a tornado or two will be possible, with the greatest potential for brief spin-ups being with this line as it moves through New England toward the coast this evening. Further south, there's a marginal risk, a level 1 out of 5, that extends from the mid-Atlantic down into the southeast. This includes Washington, D.C., Charlotte, and Atlanta. Storms here will be more scattered, but any that do pop up could produce some localized, strong winds and hail through the evening hours. Shifting our view just a bit to the Shark River Inlet in New Jersey. The rain is absolutely plastering the camera lens here, with that nearby flash flood warning still in effect. Another quick look, this time at Interstate 20 in Lee County, South Carolina. The roads look dry for now, but there's a special weather statement nearby for gusty winds. All right, y'all, let's get a quick update on those daily Outlook scores. Not much has changed in the last hour. Today's score is holding strong in the upper 60s. That's a pretty high score, and it's all because of the severe weather threat. The forecast was dead on. We're seeing flash flood reports popping up all over, from South Carolina to New Jersey. But after today,